Hi guys, so today's article is about baseball. So this article is going to be broken up into two different sections. This is for today's, and you're going to answer questions about what I'm reading here, okay? Just follow along as I read. It says baseball. Baseball is a bat and ball game played between two teams of 9 players each, meaning that on each team there's 9 players, who take turns batting and fielding. It evolved from older bat and ball games, an early form of baseball being played in England in the mid-18th century. The game was then brought by immigrants to North America, where the modern version developed. So this heading, so anything I'm reading about now, is about early baseball. It is believed that the game of baseball originated somewhere between the mid-1700s and early 1800s in the United States. The distance between the bases is exactly 90 feet in Major League Baseball, while the distance from the pitcher's mound to the home plate is 60 feet and 8 inches. The rules of baseball have been changed since 1877, when the first rule book was issued for the National League. Baseball facts. The first baseball stadium built in the United States was Forbes Field in Pittsburgh in 1909. The first professional baseball league was initiated in 1871. Most of the big cities in the eastern part of the United States had a professional team representing them by the beginning of the 20th century. So I'm going to stop here because I notice there's a picture and there's a caption. So I'm going to read that. It said June 30th, 1909, Forbes Field, Pirates House of Thrills, celebrated opening day. And it says Forbes Field was named for a British officer, John Forbes, who was a hero in the French and Indian War. The longest game in the history of Major League Baseball was played between the Boston Braves and the Brooklyn Robins on May 1st, 1920. The 26th inning game, which was called off as a draw at the level scores of 1-1, actually went on for 8 hours and 22 minutes. The first World Series was played in 1903 between Pittsburgh and Boston. The 9-game series was won by Boston 5-3. So that means that Boston had 5 points and Pittsburgh had 3 points. So all these are just like quick little facts just to review. In baseball, the umpires used to sit on padded chairs behind home plate before 1859. 2 more pictures, 2 more captions. So for this picture, it says, the 1903 World Series, the Boston Americans won over the Pittsburgh Pirates in the best-of-9 series, with Boston prevailing 5 games in a 3, winning the last 4. And here you have Walter Perry Johnson, played his entire 21-year baseball career for the Washington Senators from 1907 to 1927. He was heralded as one of the best pitchers during his time, with 417 wins on a 2.17 career ERA. Some more baseball facts about the early time. The National Association of Baseball Players was formed in 1858. The movement of Union soldiers during the Civil War helped to spread the game and increased opportunities for leisure. Leisure, just like relaxing, all right? In 1869, Harry Wright organized the Cincinnati Red Stockings, baseball's first professional team, and took them on a 57-game tour, during which they were unbeaten. It means that nobody was able to beat them. In the 1870s, a number of competing leagues were formed, including the National League. A competing league, the Western Association, changed its name to the American League in 1900. All right, Rise of the Stars. So look at all of these guys. It says the years between 1920 and World War II were the heyday of Babe Ruth, the game's preeminent legend. Other stars made their names as well. Ruth's durable New York Yankees teammate Lou Gehrig, the contentious batting champion Ty Cobb, outstanding pitcher like Dizzy Dean, graceful Yankees center fielder Joe DiMaggio, among others. Fans flocked to the large stadium built in 1920. During World War II, many Major League stars served in the armed forces. By the mid-1940s, most returned to their team. Major League Baseball excluded black players who had a separate league, and that league was called the Negro National League. In 1947, Branch Rickey, Brooklyn general manager, began the integration of the major leagues by bringing Jackie Robinson to the Dodgers. So in 1947, integration is when people were no longer separated and they started to come together based on their skin color. So now what you're going to do is you are going to complete a Google form. Okay, so you put your name, you put your teacher's name, and you're going to answer these couple of questions. The first question is, what are the two activities that the baseball players partake in? Batting and running and jumping, batting and fielding. Now listen, I read that already, so you guys have to go back if you need to and reread or rewatch this. That's fine too. What is the distance between the bases? 90 feet, 1,800 feet, or 8 feet? Again, it's something I read, so you can go back. Where was the first stadium built? In New York, in Pittsburgh, or in Boston? Who won the first World Series? New York, Pittsburgh, or Boston? Which war helped spread the game of baseball? So you're going to write the war here, okay? And what is one interesting fact you learned in today's lesson? And this is based on something that you learned. So you can watch this video as many times as you want, okay? And submit this when you're done.